in a perfect world, what we typically talk about is that by the time student athletes are entering their senior year, we've basically wrapped up the recruiting process. The only thing we need to do is sign on the dotted line, sign our national letter of intent, accept our scholarship, and basically take a victory lap in our senior year, getting ready to go play in college next year. But obviously, we know that's not the case for everyone. For a lot of seniors, we're maybe playing a little bit catch up. There are still opportunities out there. There are still schools and coaches that are looking for student athletes in the 2022 class for seniors right now. Continue applying to schools. Make sure you're registering with the NAI Eligibility Center if you haven't already. If you haven't registered with the NCAA, probably a good idea to register with them as well. If you have some offers, obviously you're comparing those and figuring out which one's going to be the best one for you at this point. As of right now, for most sports other than football, we've entered the early signing period, essentially the signing period. Basketball has an early signing period that's already ended, but we're in the signing period that's going to run through August of next year. So this is really go time. If you don't have those offers, if you're not verbally committed, if you're not signing a national letter of intent right now, it's time to start thinking about what options are out there. We need to expand our list, be much more open to travel, much more open to division level, incorporating D2, D3, NAI, even junior college, much more open to just the different opportunities out there. Because the reality is, unfortunately, as a senior, there are going to be schools, there are going to be coaches that are no longer recruiting our class. I faced this fact myself as a senior in high school, as a very good baseball player, ended up with a Division I scholarship. But most of the schools that I initially was interested in, my top schools, they were done recruiting my class by the time I got to my senior year. So there are still opportunities out there right now, but it's go time. It's time for us to start to get caught up if we are just now taking our first steps. And Phil went a little bit of a different route, going to a post-grad year, but he can probably elaborate a little bit more on what else seniors can be doing right now to get themselves caught up.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a time period where, like you mentioned, Kyle, we want it to be a victory lap. It often is not. It often still holds a lot of work to do. And my route wasn't as traditional because I would be the first to admit I wasn't as prepared. I didn't research the opportunities that I may have had right out the gate. I wasn't super aware, and all I knew was that I wanted more. But as a senior, we have to have all that in a row. We have to get an idea of the programs that we have on the table. And really, we have to use the programs we have on the table. And when I say that, I mean any kind of scholarship opportunity, any kind of walk-on opportunity, any kind of roster spot opportunity. We have to use that as either a high point, and we have to really think about, where we're going to go out of those opportunities we may have on the table, or use that as a negotiating factor. Okay, as a senior, in some cases, we have to be master negotiators. Okay, and it's an old adage when it comes to the recruiting process on the scholarship realm. They say it only takes one to get more. Okay, college coaches, they're very much looking to build championship rosters. They're in competition with each other. So even as a senior, okay, you may have college coaches out there who are still absolutely competing to fill roster spots. Within those programs, you have to do the research to find them. Okay, and a lot of times we can leverage the opportunities we have currently to reach out to other programs saying, hey, I do have this on the table, but I am very interested in your program. Do you have further roster spots still available? We have to use it as a leveraging opportunity to make sure, again, regardless of what the recruiting process looks like, regardless of, again, what college programs look like and what opportunities look like, we're satisfying our personal preferences. And the only way we can do that, especially as a senior, is completely researching any opportunities that we may currently have, but also being a go-getter and making sure we can reach out as a leveraging point with current opportunities, or just with extreme will to reach out and land our first opportunity if we haven't just yet, by asking the right questions like, what roster spots do you still have available? What financial aid packages do you still have available? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Click the logo to subscribe to our channel and watch the other videos for all things recruiting.